This will get picked up because your channel is pretty big. This is my theory on why XRP received the lawsuit from the SEC. I think a lot of the heads of the SEC, prior and current, were seed investors in Ethereum, that they participated in the ICO of Ethereum. Therefore, they have a vested interest in seeing Ethereum succeed as the main blockchain. And the thing that you had seen right now is what is one of the biggest holders of Ethereum across the entire world, a company called Consensus. Consensus owns MetaMask. They're super centralized, and now we're in a scenario where we're no longer proof of work, but we're proof of stake, which means what? Whoever owns the most Ethereum and stakes the most Ethereum owns the most nodes, therefore has the most voting power. And who owns that? Consensus, the guys that created, co-created Ethereum. So it's a very centralized network. And who owns and co-invested in Consensus? JP Morgan or Chase Bank or a bunch of banks. I don't know, HSBC. I don't remember exactly which ones. So you're in a scenario right now where, dude, like, banks are still, they got their hand in the game. They're playing their game. I think it's a dirty play. That's my opinion. But I think XRP wins the lawsuit. The problem is, in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, it just wasn't a good investment. It's not whether they have the potential to do or not do something, but if you had your money on anything else, Dogecoin, you would have made more money, right? So you got to play the game at its current moment. You can't be religious about things. You got to be able to surround where the liquidity is. You got to be able to move where the money is, and just the money wasn't flowing into XRP because it just wasn't a good investment at the time.
I've never heard that stance. I've had the opinion that XRP built like a really disrupting tech, and the powers that be wanted to slow it down. But I'm in litigation, didn't let any of the consumers buy.
XRP is completely part of the system, 100%. They're going to be using that with ECB. They're going to be using that, which is the European Central Bank. I think they'll use it with the Bank of International Settlements. I think XRP has great technology. I think it's going to be extremely useful, and they use it a lot already outside of America, right? In Japan and South Korea, they don't care, right? What the SEC says, they'll continue using it. So whether it works or not in America doesn't really matter. It'll work in other places, and it can still be worth $1 trillion without being in America, right? Like many other companies. So they're super in deep with the banks, and I think that they're going to win. But I think it's some sort of rivalry, some sort of competition there, or who's going to be running the network for transactions and payments.